All right, well, hey everybody, welcome to another Not Thursday at my desk. A few weeks ago, we did a review on the Wowtac A7 flashlight. Very good flashlight. Love the size, love the way it works. Quite pleased with it. Well, a few weeks later, Wowtac has sent us the A7. It's slightly larger, obviously, than the A6, and it's a bit more tactical and considered a thrower of a flashlight. So what makes it tactical? Well, you've got that aggressive bezel on the front end, and also you've got a tail cap switch for instant quick action to turn it on. So this will be the usual type of review that I do, where I show you some good close-up shots of it, and we also put it through its paces, get outside, and see some beam shots. But first, as usual with Wowtac, being it's a budget-friendly light, very straightforward packaging. You get the flashlight with pocket clip, and again, I like Wowtac's pocket clips because they are really tight. You're not gonna lose that. Very important. You get a 2600 milliamp hour rechargeable 18650 battery, and in the box you get your owner's manual, you get 2 spare O-rings and a little cover for the USB port, and then you get your USB cable so you can plug directly into the flashlight and recharge it. Size wise, it's just a hair over 4.5 inches long. It's about 1 inch in diameter. It is waterproof, and it is drop proof up to 1.5 meters. Now, I've had a good amount of time to use this because we've had some, winter conditions here in New Hampshire the last couple weeks, and this is the flashlight that I've had on me using and such because I knew I would have a review coming up. Okay, so being a tail cap flashlight, to me it's always a great feature that if it has a button on the back, I prefer it to be tail cap standable, and in this case it is. That's a win. I use my flashlights like that all the time. But I do want to point out that on this flashlight, this button is a tough push. Just so you know that. If that is something that you like because you don't want it accidentally going off, great. But other than that, you get a momentary push, and then you really got to push to keep it on. So I just want to point that out for those of you who are curious would know. Alright, now that you've seen some footage of it outside, let's get down to the details of what this puts out. You start out at the firefly mode, which is 1/2 lumen. That'll last for 208 days. You guys know the routine. You just need a little bit of light. You don't want to blind yourself, so when you shut it off you can't see. That's your firefly. Moving up next is 12 lumens. You get 108 hours runtime out of that. That personally is like the setting I use a lot at nighttime if I'm navigating around. Don't need much more than that. It works. Your medium setting is 65 lumens. That'll last you 20 hours. That is the setting you're going to use mostly when you're outside and you need to see a bit more than just, you know, in front of you, your immediate space. And for 20 hours runtime, that is decent. Then we move up to high, the middle of the road for the flashlight, 296 lumens for 4 hours runtime. Just enough flood, just enough throw, a real nice medium, and the light does a good job, well, of lighting. After that, your immediate step up is to turbo at 1047 lumens. Now, that is only going to run for 2 minutes, and then it will ramp down, which I'm not sure to what, but you will get 240 minutes runtime out of that setting. I did run this on turbo most of the time I was out filming, and I didn't see any massive ramp down. And Wowtac is definitely good for heat dissipation with their lights. They don't heat up where you can't hold them like some of the other brands, and I think that's great. And then you have your hidden feature of strobe. When you press and hold down the side button, you get 9 hours of 296 lumens strobing. Speaking of the buttons with that clip, I should have emphasized this in the beginning. Tail cap switch to turn on, and then you use your side button to press and cycle through. Okay, so here's another point of operation that I can say I wasn't a big fan of. You turn the light on, you use the side button to toggle through your settings. Now, if you go to, I think that's medium, we'll go to high, and you let it sit for a little bit of time. When you go back to that button, it doesn't go up to the next highest setting, it goes back to firefly, and then you have to cycle through. So again, if you go and sit on high, let it sit for a minute, and then think you're going up to turbo, you don't. You go back down to firefly. But it does keep memory that if you go to high, hit the tail cap switch off, turn it back on, it's still on high, press that button, you go back to moonlight, and then have to cycle through. Alright everybody, well that is my take and review on the Wowtac A7. I think it's a real decent bargain. If you check the links out down below, you'll see it's actually really inexpensive, and for a compact light that puts out 1000 lumens, a real good deal. The tail cap switch is not your thing. I definitely recommend the A6. I really dig this light. Alright, I will see you all again very soon. Till next time, enjoy your Not Thursday.